That's so funny,
Yeah.
dude. This is the best way to kill
Stop
alphas.
pretty soon.
1K, 1K, 1K.
Okay, stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
Okay, just back up. Let me get it out of the water.
Run.
Come on, you big bum. Come up here.
Big bum.
There's no need to be rude just because you're killing him. Oh shit. Aww. Remember that time I was on fire?
It's fine. You're in the water right there, dude. Oh, yeah, it's coming to you, dude. Come to me. Bring it back.
Come back! This thing's got 33 points in a stam apparently. It's the fucking best one.
Down.
She'll almost be dead, dude. Just flamed it again.
Oh! Is that the crab still dead? We forgot to check. I'm assuming
Crab's
it
still dead.
Yeah,
Hey.
it is.
That's why he's so pissed off. He's threatening to fucking offline.
Hey team, welcome back to another video with me, your boy Phaedread. Thanks for coming to take a look, and let's just go and jump into it. So as you can see, we're starting to do a little bit more PvP. We're doing a little bit of raiding here. This is a pretty small bob base. We're still trying to build up ourselves, so really anything kind of matters. I'm not going to try and kill any of his teams. I'm probably just going to leave most of this here. Just want to get in the base, see if there's anything worth actually taking, especially because here we're still new. We don't necessarily know where most of the blueprints and things are yet. And might as well check to see if he has anything good. But we're gonna go ahead and just jump into it. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of our base. As you guys will notice, I do want to note that I will be kind of switching up tribes here. Probably, I don't think it's in the middle of this video. It's gonna be in the next middle of the next video. So just as a heads up, you will probably see me do a little bit of that, and that's why you're gonna see a couple different people here in the tribe with us. All right, so. Check this out. I went ahead and skipped quite a bit of the early game, to be completely honest with you. We've got a bunch of turrets up, we've got a bunch of teams up, we've even had a little bit of PvP, but I wanted to kind of get over the first couple of days since the last couple of videos have pretty much been first couple of days over and over kind of information. So let's kind of show things off here a little bit. As you can see, we've got a decent amount of stuff up and going. We've got a couple snails, got some tames, got some of these new dinos as well, which I kind of want to take out and play around with. Got a 140 and a 95 sitting here. I don't know what to even level on these guys. Probably stam or something. I'm not really sure, but we're raising a bunch of these. We've got a plan for these, and I'll show you what those are a little bit later. But I don't want to spoil anything on that. So I think what I'm going to do today, probably I'm the only one on at the moment. I think I'm going to do a little bit of farming. I'm just waking up, so we have a good amount of spark powder. I mean charcoal. A good amount of stuff sitting here. We need to get that all turned into bullets. The bullets are kind of the main thing that's important. We did end up building over here in the chalk area, which means that we don't have a ton of wood. So really we're relying on probably just gonna chainsaw for now. Chainsaws are probably the best way to get wood, in my opinion, until we can get something that can carry a lot more weight than just an RG. Maybe a Quetzal and like a Theory, or a Quetzal, probably a Mammoth, to be honest with you. We're gonna need a lot of carry space because we'll probably have to go all the way over there to the green zone just to get wood, because we don't really have a whole lot here. So let me show you what I've been doing for wood. Alright, and here we go. So we just pretty much use the chainsaw. It's the best way to get the wood from what we've seen and not necessarily waste a bunch of it. If we use a hatchet, we get like 150. If we use, that's pretty much it. That's all we've got. We don't have like a beaver or anything like that. Beavers don't really get a whole lot of wood either. They do have a lot of wood reduction on the weight, so I wouldn't be opposed to bringing a beaver and just throwing a bunch of the wood in the beaver and then carrying it back up. That's probably a better way to do it. But the RG already halves the weight anyway, so it's really not the worst thing ever. And we get a good amount down here. As you can see, I'm already at 2,000, so filled it up pretty quick in terms of like getting just a little bit of charcoal. It's not nearly as much as what we were pulling before. We're not pulling in, you know, 50,000, 100,000 per run, and we were actually doing a little bit kind of cheeky. I might show you guys that later. We might even be able to do it, honestly. What we'll have to do is set up like a long train of like transfer boxes. That's what we were doing before. What we would do is we would set up, like, let's say that we put a large storage box down right here, and then we would go down and find the edge of the large storage box on the transfer tool, and then go even further than that and put down something else, like a smithy or something, and then we would just transfer between large box and the smithy. That's how we were transferring so much wood before. And the other thing what we would do is, if there's like a large condensed area of wood, we would take, so let's say that the trees here were like, I don't know, quadruple what they are now at least. We would have one person on the Theory, a box in the middle, and then someone just transferring constantly off of the Theory into the box. And it works pretty well. I mean, it works almost as well as the swamp and the boat trick, but obviously, I mean, you can't do any transfers here. Valguero, I think that's how you say it. Valguero? We'll just say Valguero. We'll call it Vol. So Vol doesn't have, we don't have anything clustered to this right now, so we can't transfer it in and out. So we're not going to be able to transfer wood in. We're not going to be able to upload our characters to get the wood back to the main base. Otherwise, what I would do, if you have access to this, what I would do, the swamp in this base or in this area probably has more wood even than the island, which is a crazy amount of wood. So I would just do the Phae and the boat trick, upload your character at Green Obby because it's pretty close. Or if you can, actually, probably the best thing to do is just get a crab, then you can just walk straight through that that area. And then once you have the crab and the Phae, you can just walk around, slot cap the Phae, go to the obelisk and probably upload and transfer back to your base. That's probably the best way to do it if you only have access to Valguero. We are not that far overweight, actually. Let's see. Okay, I just had to get rid of one. We can move down. So as you can see, our base is up here. There's actually a good amount of metal. I have my view distance turned down. There's a good amount of metal up here. I mean, all along this little corridor, all the way up and around. The white area, the white chalk area, has so much metal, which is great. Do we have kind of friendlies over there, I guess? Just like trading partners. We're just being neutral with them. We're not attacking them. They're not attacking us. And so far, it's worked out pretty well. We can't team in this game. You only can team in PvE, which is part of the reason why you want to make friends, actually, because you still need to do boss fights. And from what I understand, the boss fight in Valguero is going to be very difficult. From what I understand, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't done it yet. But how I understand it to work is that you're going to have the Megapithecus, which is the monkey boss, and you're also going to have the Ragnarok boss fight all at the same time. And from what I can see on the health, the only thing that's a little bit nerfed is the Manticore. The dragon's at full health from the island, and the Megapithecus is full health from the normal fight as well. Now, you guys, if you guys have watched any of my videos before, you know you can easily solo the Megapithecus. It does take quite a bit of damage though, like the Rexes, and you need pretty decent Rexes to be able to do a harder version of it. We might be able to do, I don't know if they even have, I would assume they still have the Alpha, Beta, Gamma, but if they don't, I don't know how easy or hard this is going to be. We'll see soon. Or maybe not soon, I don't know. We'll see how long it takes. The artifacts in this map are kind of interesting too, because the artifacts, so there's an artifact. Here, let me zoom in. Let me just look straight ahead. See that mountain directly ahead of me, that White Peak Mountain? There's an artifact actually sitting right on top of that. I'll probably have to scout around and find all of the artifacts really quick. But yeah, it should be interesting. We have a couple of groups now playing on MTS, so we should be able to do boss fights a lot easier. It's going to make trading and things like that a little bit better as well. Should be pretty good. I'm pretty stoked about it. Here, let's do this. So this is what I was talking about before. You just use this transfer tool, and we would just create a train and run between the train to transfer the wood in like long groups, but still be able to slot cap pretty easily. So let's take it from the RG, take the wood, and put it into the refining forges. 6,300, that's not the worst. So these here, this is another little trick if you're not already doing this. I only spread these out just to make sure that I can light them. Because of the transfer tool, you can transfer everything pretty evenly between all of them, which makes it really nice. As you can see, we have 575 in here. You're gonna have 575 in the next one, 576, but it transfers evenly between all of them as long as you set it up that way. And so the only reason I even have them spread out at all is because that's going to make it so I can turn them on and off fairly easily. Other than that, I'm just going to pull all of the metal out via the transfer tools and via just hitting the little cloud icon. So I don't really have to worry about actually accessing the inventory, so I want to save as much space as possible. That make that pretty nice. And I think we're probably going to do a stone run next. Let's get the Doed out here. Alright, got the Doed. I'm going to do a little bit of farming with the Doed. He's got a decent amount of weight. I think he's up to like 800 weight or something like that. So he should do a little bit of self-farming. Let's see how this ends up going. Might end up having to drop down still. I wish they would just do it up to like, I don't know, like 90% of his weight or something. So it was just enough that he could still move instead of just like a low amount of his weight. That would make things 1,000 times better. The other thing that would be nice is if the Yankee did the same thing. I know people have said that probably 1,000 times. Oh, we got a Terra here. Who is this? Three-bearded man. I don't know if they'll attack us or not, to be honest with you. I guess we'll find out in just a second. It's being pretty passive so far. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, they're just running by. I don't know who those guys are. I know that they're going over towards Ape Nation space there, actually. I can't help Aid Nation in any way. I'm just kind of curious to see if these guys are friendly or not. We'll find out in a second, I guess, if I get picked. That's the other thing about these servers. If you guys are playing on MTS, these servers are super hostile. I know he didn't engage right there, but it looked like he was going to scout, to be completely honest. Kind of looked like he was going to scout Ape Nation. I don't really know. Well, whatever. These servers have been the most hostile servers I think I have ever played before, though. It's been absolutely crazy. Are you full already, Doed? Yeah, he's got to be full. That's lame. At least we're not too far. I kind of want to get the stone off those metal, but we need metal pretty bad right now too, so I probably won't do that. You know what? I wonder if I put a large box up right here, if I can reach it from the ground level there, so I don't have to keep flying up and down just to transfer stuff up. We should try that. Let's transfer this up. So from the Doed stone, just put it straight into the mortar and pedestals. Let's save this as one because we're going to do this a couple of times. 6,000, not bad. All right, that'll work. I need to get a bunch more crop plots up too. I want to spam this area down here with crop plots. I want to spam along kind of some of those other ledges as well, just to make sure no one's kind of messing around with us too much. And I want to do something kind of cheeky on this little rock face. I'm not messing around with it yet. I haven't tried it yet. I want to do some sort of like sloped roofs. Unfortunately, that will make it so people can kind of hide under them a little bit, but as long as there's enough of them, it should make it a little bit too difficult for them to hide very efficiently, and it stops people from bringing, you know, any sort of picks or anything like that right up to the edge. People trying to just grapple up, things like that. That's kind of what the point of that is going to be, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but what the plan is I'm going to try and probably use a fence foundation and then a wall, and then, or a fence support, I think is what they're called, and then a wall, and then just like a sloped roof or something that's going to just slope it down so it'll actually shoot down, and just put a bunch of plant X on it, just because that'll make it super easy. The other thing is, I don't know how well those new dinos can actually climb. We should test that out here in a second. Actually, I should make a saddle and actually play around with it. I know they can climb walls, they can jump pretty high. I don't know what the extent of that looks like, but we're going to test that out here in just a second, because like I said before, we do have something kind of cheeky planned with those, and kind of a build spot, because I mean, we all know rock golems are kind of king early game, and I don't know if you can get tech turrets on this map. There is a broodmother, but she walks around in the open, and I don't think she gives any sort of actual tech engrams when you kill her. I think she's just kind of like a mini boss on the map. She might give like, she's probably like a mini boss, kind of like the lava rock golem thing in Ragnarok, where he just gives a bunch of blueprints. I think it's the same here. I don't think she actually gives you any sort of tech engrams, which means there's no way to get tech turret engrams on this map. So rock golems are going to be a big issue for us, and there's no velos on here, so rock golems are going to be a real big issue for us. So we're going to try and find a sneaky way around that, and I don't want to give anything too much away, but we've kind of got a plan to kind of deal with that, I think. And it should make things interesting. It should make the series kind of interesting too. We need to make sure that plan gets kicked off before we end up getting hit with a rock golem up here. We did have a little skirmish with Kishko yesterday at kind of our little farming outpost, and they were taming a level... It was level 145 rock golem, which is why we ended up having the skirmish. They ended up wiping that little stone base that we were using for farming, and ended up getting some of our dinos killed that way. But we did try and kind of mess with the efficiency a little bit, at least. They're doing pretty well. Kishko's group's doing actually really well as far as what they've got built up so far. But all right, I'm gonna do a little bit more farming here, and then I'm gonna see if I can get some PvP probably, and maybe we'll do like a little bit of a raid, or a couple of little raids just to get things going. And yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Alright team, as promised, we did go ahead and find that juicy raid. It's going to be a pretty good one, so if you want to see that, you're going to have to wait till the next episode. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You guys will see that coming up tomorrow, because as a reminder, we are doing 30 days of uploads. Should be pretty fun. I am in that new tribe as of tomorrow as well. We really needed to make sure we're just being very competitive. It's still 3-mans in these episodes specifically, and we're fighting against people like Kishko, Yachilla, a couple of the other big YouTubers as well. So it's been a very competitive, very fun series. And make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that like button once again, and see you guys next time.